my channel. Today I will be answering your questions. I have them all here in front of me and I'm going to try and get to as many of them as I can, but if I don't get to yours in this video, then I promise I will get to it in the next Q&A video first thing. I just don't want this video to be like super long. Also, a lot of you guys had you like duplicate questions. You've asked me like similar questions, so I might not get to your exact one, but hopefully will answer it with my other answers here. So I'm taking all of the questions I got through Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and I'm just kind of compiling it into one video. So to get started, sorry my hair is wet, I just showered, and now I'm filming and getting everything I can done while John is napping, so, okay, question number 1. I was asked, are you planning on sending John to the same school you attended when you were younger? I want to answer this question because I don't think I talked about any of this kind of stuff in any of my other videos, but I was actually homeschooled. My older sister and brother went to school for a little bit, and my parents ended up pulling them out and homeschooling them, and then me as well. The first reason was because we were moving so much at the time, like every 6 months. My older sister and brother were in school, in and out of different schools, and constantly having to make new friends and meet new teachers. So my mom kind of pulled them out for that reason. Also, she really liked being in control of what they were learning, of what we were learning. She didn't like some of the things that they were learning in schools and all that kind of stuff, and we're a very religious family, so she just really wanted us to get, the good faith and all that. So yeah, she homeschooled us, and I don't plan on homeschooling John myself. I just don't think I have the energy or the patience or anything for it, but I do plan on putting him in a private school, a Catholic private school, so that is the plan. Question number 2, are you going to work after you have baby number 2? I would like to. Well, okay, no, I wouldn't like to if I don't have to. It depends how we're doing financially. I do kind of feel like, just with John at least, I do feel like now that I'm not in school anymore that I'm not using my brain as much, and I kind of would like to get back into something. So I would think I'll take 6 months, because I want to nurse my baby and all that kind of stuff. And then I think I will try it and start applying to different jobs. I've already been applying. I've applied to pharmacies, I've applied to labs and all this kind of stuff as lab technician, but they, most of them are too far from where I live, in bigger cities. And I just don't want to have to commute every day, and I don't have to pack up my family and move for a job either. So it just really depends on a bunch of factors. But yeah, if I need to, I will definitely go back to work. Number 3, I was asked, can you elaborate on the off-limits food while pregnant and also prenatal vitamins? Are you taking any specific genres? So in terms of prenatal vitamins, I'm just taking the Nestle prenatal vitamins with extra folic acid in it. I take that once a day, and then I'm also taking like a calcium magnesium supplement as well, and I take vitamin D drops. So that's kind of what I've been taking, and I also take probiotics. But yeah, that's about it. There's so many different prenatal vitamins out there. You can choose any one. I do go to Costco sometimes and get like the big ones because it's so much cheaper, and it's exactly the same thing. It's just a different brand, but the Kirkland brand. But yeah, you can really just choose whatever you want. And then in terms of off-limits food, there's quite a bit, but I'm going to just touch on the main ones. They say to avoid like seafood because that's really high in mercury, because mercury can become really toxic for your body and therefore for your baby. So foods such as swordfish, mackerel, tuna, those all are very high in mercury. So they say to avoid like swordfish and mackerel, and they say if you eat tuna, eat it like once a week and a very, very little bit. There's some seafood you can eat, obviously, like salmon, shrimp, pollock, tilapia. Those are all really good seafoods that you should be eating because it's good to get the omega fats in it. It's good for your brain development, like for the baby's brain development, for your brain. It's really good. So there's some seafoods you can eat, but there are also, you just want to avoid the ones that are high in mercury. They say to avoid dark chocolate, obviously, because of caffeine. It goes straight to the baby. Therefore, like any coffees or teas that have caffeine, like green tea, which sucks for me because I love my green tea, they say to avoid it. They say avoid sushi, obviously because of the raw factor. Also avoid any undercooked poultry or eggs, so like any undercooked steaks or things like that, especially pork. You guys don't want to eat any, like you have to have solid cooked pork. avoid undercooked eggs. So you want to make sure the yolk and the egg white are completely fully cooked before you eat it. So no raw cookie dough if there's egg in it. Avoid cold cuts because it can come in contact with certain bacterias. I do eat cold cuts, but once in a while, and I usually do warm them up a little bit too. I have cheated a couple times. My doctor said it was okay if I was getting it from a good source and I kept it in the refrigerator at all times and all that kind of stuff, but you still should avoid it. Avoid unpasteurized foods such as milks and cheese. So if you tend to buy organic, just keep an eye because organic is usually unpasteurized. And I personally would stay away from it just because when it's not pasteurized, it's not reaching that high. They're not cooking the milk at a high enough temperature to kill the bacteria in it. So there could still be some bacteria, which is why they say do not drink unpasteurized. But certain people like to have, yogurts and milks and eggs that are organic, that are unpasteurized, and I would just talk to your doctor before going ahead and doing that. I personally don't feel comfortable doing that, so I've just been buying the pasteurized stuff. But yeah, it's up to you. They say avoid Caesar and ranch dressings as well because of the bacteria that can be in it. And avoid herbal teas. This one I kind of don't agree with. There's so much controversy on this one. So many people are saying it's okay and so many are saying it's not, that I'm kind of not sure where to go on this. I have been drinking herbal tea, not in insane amounts. Like I'll have like a chamomile tea here or there, a rosehip tea, something like that. But I personally don't think it can be bad for the baby. I mean, as long as you're not having like serious herbal teas, like some serious herbs, I think that it should be okay. But talk to your doctor if you're not sure, if you're uncomfortable. And yeah, that's pretty much off limits food. There are a few more you can go look into yourselves that are not as important, but these were the main ones. So hopefully that answers your question. Number 4, someone asked me how tall, they say, how tall are you? Also, do you ever consider dyeing your hair blonde? So I am short. I'm 5'4", 5 feet, 4 inches, which is pretty short, but I'm the tallest girl in my family. So we're Middle Easterns are short. So I like to feel that I'm tall, but to everybody else, they're like, oh my, you're so puny. But I have dyed my hair blonde, not fully blonde. I've had blonde highlights, blonde streaks. I've done ombre where it was dark on the top and it went into blonde. And everything I have done with blonde, I have hated. Like I could not stand the blonde. So no, I don't want to dye my hair blonde anymore. I always dye my hair blonde, and then after that, when I get sick of it, I dye it back to black, which is my original color, and I love black hair. I love dark hair. I think it suits me best, and no, I do not plan on dyeing my hair any color, actually, because it just really ruins my hair, and it gets so dry and coarse, and I just don't like how my hair feels, looks, anything when I dye it. So no more dyeing it. I'm keeping it my natural color, probably the rest of my life. Number 5, does John go to daycare? I don't send him to daycare just because I don't need to. I have a ton of family who's willing to watch him in a heartbeat wherever I go. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I usually don't have the need. And if I ever do have stressful days, like I said, I would take him to family's house to watch him or to sleep overnight. That being said, I do take him to something called Early Years. I'm not sure if it's in your area, depending where you are, but in Canada, in most areas, it's a center where you can take your child, and there's tons of other kids playing there, and there's all sorts of activities, toys, games, circle time. They also have lactation consultants on site to help with breastfeeding. It's such a really good, it's free, and it's a really good place to take your child. It's all safe, so they can play safe, hang out with other kids, meet new kids, and you can meet new moms and all that kind of stuff. So I do take him there quite often. There's one right down the street from my house. And yeah, he really enjoys that. So that's kind of like all I do for him, hanging out with other kids. I don't really send him to a daycare. Sorry, battery died again. It always does this during videos. It sucks. But number 6 question was, where would you like to go on your next vacation? I haven't gone on a vacation in like an actual like tropical vacation in 2 years. So I'm really missing like that, like going somewhere tropical. So for sure it would be either Hawaii, which would be the best place I'd like to go, or the Caribbean. Excuse me. I would like to do either a cruise through the Caribbean, because I'd love to see the different islands, or just take a plane, go to Hawaii and stay there on the island for a little bit. I think that would be so beautiful. I've seen so many pictures, so many of my family has been to Hawaii and the Caribbean, and they're both so beautiful, and it's just something I would really like to go to. So it would be one of those two places, and I think I'd like to go on a cruise because I've never been on a cruise before. But yeah, I think about this question a lot, like just to myself. I'm like, where would I like to go? Like, where would the next destination be? But it definitely won't be before this baby comes, because we can't go anywhere. If we were, it couldn't be anyways until like end of September. But I think, you know, that's just getting way too close to when the baby's due. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to fly after being 6 months pregnant. I'm not sure. But I wouldn't want to take a chance anyways. In case something happened, I wouldn't want to have to give birth, you know, in a different country. I would not feel comfortable. And especially if you have to pay for healthcare, that would suck too. So if we do go somewhere, it'll be after this baby comes. But actually, friends of ours offered for us to go to stay at their condo in California in the winter. But I'm like, that is like a month away from when this baby's going to be born. So I'm like, I'm not going to take a chance, even if I was allowed to fly at that point. So yeah, I'm really done going on vacation though. Okay, question number 7. Why did you start YouTube? This question I've answered actually before in a couple of videos, but I wanted to restate it in this one just because if you are a new visitor to my channel and you haven't seen my previous videos and you're wondering, you know, why I started YouTube, then you can find out. So I did start YouTube originally because when I first had my son, he wasn't a good nurser at all. Well, he was a good nurser. He had a strong latch, but he was latching incorrectly. And because of that, he kept unlatching, and also he would fall asleep. So between the unlatching, because he was latched incorrectly, and falling asleep, it just, my whole milk supply got ruined. He was forced to get the bottle because he was starving and he couldn't get it from me. And this whole thing happened. You can go watch my other videos. I explain it all, what happened. But pretty much, I was so frustrated and I had no resources. All the resources I had that, you know, would explain what to do weren't like in words of my situation, if that even makes sense. So I started YouTubing to see if there was anyone else out there with the same issue, and there really was no videos on people having this issue, or anyone giving advice on, you know, having their babies with this issues or anything like that. There was not too much that I was interested in on exclusively pumping, so I didn't really know much at the time. And the whole thing was just so frustrating for me because I was a new mom, and you know, this whole situation was so new to me. I really was trying to find other moms out there to give advice and to tell me what to do, kind of. I really couldn't find anything. So once I had a lactation consultant and I educated myself like on my own through research and all that, I decided to start this YouTube channel to help moms who were either forced to exclusively pump, who had to because of work, who had issues with their baby and breastfeeding and latching and all that kind of stuff. I thought now that I was equipped and had enough knowledge, you know, on the issue, that I would go make videos for you guys, you know, if you had trouble with that. And then it kind of led from there, you know, I started kind of making more videos on, you know, my baby and things like that, and my channel and all that just kind of grew and developed into what it is today. But the original reason why I started making videos was because I felt so stressed when I was looking through YouTube trying to find, you know, resources on mothers with the same issue, and I really couldn't find anything. So I thought, I'm gonna make videos to help other moms out. Also with now I own, four different breast pumps, because when I was out there buying them, I didn't have enough information through YouTube or anything, or internet even, to know which breast pump to buy. So I was forced to go buy them, try them, and if I didn't like it, well, too bad. And they are so expensive. So once I bought them and I've been through every brand you can think of, I decided I will do reviews on breast pumps and all that kind of stuff. And give tips and tricks on breast pumps, on exclusively pumping, all that kind of stuff, again, to help you guys out, because I would have loved to have that for myself when I was going through it. Sorry that was a long answer, but that was why I started YouTube. And the last question I'm going to answer for this video, because it is going on way too long, is number 8. What are you most excited about for baby number 2? This one's actually a quick question, a quick answer. I'm super excited for baby number 2. For John to have a friend. He goes through baby books and any kids he sees on the street, and he freaks out and he kisses them, and he's like in love with babies, and I can't even explain it until you see it for yourself. He's so obsessed with babies, and I feel like he's so bored and lonely, and I can't wait to have this baby so he can have a friend to hang out with and play with, and so he's not all alone. He has me, but I mean, I'm not as fun. I'm not a kid, right? So that is what I'm most excited about. He really truly loves babies and children, and he loves spending time with them, and I'd be really excited for him to have another little brother or sister. So yeah, all right, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep asking me questions, comment on my videos. I love interacting with you guys, and chatting with you guys, and reading your comments and all that kind of stuff. So please keep them coming. I really appreciate it. Also, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.